What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to Airport CEO. This is the episode where everything is going to get super hectic because at this point, things get complicated. So the first thing we're going to mess around with is we actually need to do our taxiway nodes. If you can see right here, there's taxiway nodes. And so what we need to do is essentially what I want them to do is we're going to put a taxiway node all the way down here, like so, because they have to land somewhere, and they will land and try to connect to this right here. Technically, I think it might work better if we put one to a side, but I haven't played around with it yet, so I'm not super sure about that. And in keeping in tow with our previous plan, these guys are going to taxi down to here. They're going to taxi all the way down to here. And they're going to taxi down to here. So there we go. They have taxied. They will taxi there. They will taxi there. They will taxi over to there. And this is how the planes will taxi. There we go. And then we're going to do a central taxi line that's going to go to here. Might not work for some of the bigger ones, but it'll work for right now. And it'll go like this. And these don't cost us any money, but you have to set these up. Otherwise, your planes don't know where to go, and they just sit around being like, breaker, roger, roger. And they just sit around with, like, you know, aviator glasses on, just looking badass. You know what I mean? Pilots are kind of like the lead programmers of the airport world. They wear sunglasses inside. They always have fancy hats with, like, gold and stuff on them. I was actually kind of upset. I got to San Diego, right? I flew out of Sacramento because that's where I fly out of. Sacramento's my digs. Don't go to SFO, dude. If you're in the Bay Area, SFO is a nightmare. Cause I'm like 50 minutes from either airport. I can go either direction. It's the same amount of time. I always go, there we go. So that'll work for right there. And that gives them kind of a taxi grid. And actually what I was thinking about doing is this terminal is large enough to where we could put a medium stand over here pretty easily, in fact. It would not be that hard. We could do a medium spot right here, and then we could have a plane pull in right here on the taxiway. I mean, it's an option. It's a thing that we can do. I don't know if this is 100% going to work. Fair enough. We'll see what happens. The game tends to handle its own taxiing, so I don't need to mess around with that at all too much. But basically one of the big things I wanted to do is I wanted to have an extra space right here. And then we'll have another security area that comes over to here. We'll have our sideways runway right here. And we'll fence this all off. And then I'll have to break that fence, obviously, and I'll have to make the fence run down this way. But we'll have another runway that runs down this way, and this will be where the majority of our medium planes go. But we're not going to put in the medium planes for right now. We're going to kind of let them do their thing. For right now, there's a chance we might be able to use some of this stuff. The floors are kind of ugly. It's not looking very pretty in here. But the airport is basically done. They're finishing off the bus stops, and they're getting things all taken care of. And so we should be able to get some planes flying fairly shortly. This whole thing is going to fall apart very shortly. I can virtually guarantee you of that, though. So let's put in our floors. I want things to look a little prettier. And so what we'll do is we will go. Let's go with some wood floors here. Let's go with some wood floors. And what I'd like to do is I would just like to split that in half right there with the wood floor. So the wood floor is in. And then on the outside of the wood floor, what I'm going to do is we are going to take, where do my floors go? Structures? There we go, floors. We're going to go with blue carpeting in this whole little area right here. So there we go. A little bit of a wood walkway in the center. Perfecto. If I wanted to make it really fancy, what I would do is I would make these wood parts go to each of the drop-off points. The other thing we're going to need is we're going to need a door right here because they can't get to any of these locations because these people are actually just going to walk out on the tarmac and get on the planes. These are not going to be like large 747s or 757s over here. Instead, these are going to be things like Cessnas, private jets, things of that nature are going to be able to land over here. And so there's our doors right there. That should be all taken care of. The other thing we need is we need to get some items all set up in here. So that's exactly what I am going to do next. We need check-in desks. Check-in desks are going to go. Ooh, what do I want to do with the check-ins? That's going to be with our conveyor belts for our baggage handling. So we probably want that to face a wall somewhere. Let's put in a couple check-in desks right here. There we go. So there's some check-in desks. I'm going to leave the game running so that they're actively building while I'm doing this stuff. This area over here, I wanted to put in some floors. We'll probably keep the same motif for the whole thing. I'll probably, like, split this in between the... Oop, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I'll probably split that right there. And so there's our floor. I don't know why that's not actually taking right there. but it's going to have to do. So I'm going to put in some flooring right there. It's probably due to the fact that there was a checkpoint in the way, is my estimation there. And so we'll make that look nice, and then we'll go like this. Look at this. There we go. And then like a this. And that lines up straight with the handling right there, which is great. That's exactly what I wanted. That actually works out pretty perfectly. Give people like a nice little golden trail that they can follow to get to wherever they need to go. And then we'll have this go over to here. And then down to there. And then everything else is going to be blue carpeting. So give me a moment while I get that all put in. Now I think we're just about good to go. I think we're looking pretty close to our ability to get started. Got the check-in desk. Now we just need a boarding desk for each of these. And the boarding desk, I always face them the wrong way. And so I'm trying to make sure the boarding desk is going to go like right here in front of each of these. And so I think these have to be, oh, they have to be inside of a secure zone. Well, then maybe I have to set this whole area up as a secure zone. I don't know if that's 100% true. But Yamo do it anyways, and then I need this to be secure right here because apparently I missed that spot. So now that we have our secure zone, now I'll try it again. Let's go ahead and we're going to do our boarding desks over here. Boarding desks, the arrows point in the direction you want them to go. So there's a gate desk right there. There's a gate desk right there. Gate desk right there. And these are actually going to sync up. You have to sync the boarding desk with each location, like as they put them in. And then the other thing that we need is some gate seating. I think gate seatings are probably a smart idea so that people don't get all salty about the fact that there's no place to sit. And so we'll kind of just do this like most airports do and just have like a whole bunch of lined seating out front. And then we'll leave like a little gap so that everybody can line up when they want to get on the plane. And then maybe like another one right there. Maybe like another one right there. Sounds all right to me. There'll be a little gap, but we'll put in some couches or something just to make people a little bit happier. And so there's our gate seating. Our workers are pretty much done. We can dismiss them once we feel like we're finished with everything, and they'll stop costing us $1,000 a day, or I'm sorry, $1,000 an hour. But for right now, I think the other thing we need to do is we need to set our pushback points. So pushback point goes to there. This one, same thing. Pushback point goes to there. Pushback point goes to there. Pushback point goes to there, and pushback point goes to there. And then we need to enable these for both commercial flights and need an attached boarding desk to enable commercial flights. And I think we do that through this right here. So we connect that to a stand right there, and each of these desks has to be connected to one of these stands. So there it is. Connect these all up. And so there we go. Those are all connected on up. So now what we can do is we can enable commercial flights on each one of these. And we do need to go through and do that. Is there a reason it's not letting me toggle general aviation? That one worked. How come the other ones aren't working? Does this one not have a pushback point? Is that the problem? Yep, that's the problem. I think, let me make sure that the pushback, like I said, early access, so sometimes the pushback points don't stick. I was going to say, these should be working. But it might also be due to the fact that the stands are not open. And that one looks like it's not linked. Reconnect. That one's connected. That one's connected. That one appears to be connected. And that one appears to be connected. Like I said, you're going to run into little foibles along the way. There we go. I actually don't think you click the button. I think you click the thing over there. And you, do you have a pushback point? Okay, so all of these need to be opened now to the general public. So there it is. We'll open up all of these stands. Perfect. Stands are good to go. Looks like our workers are just standing around now, which means there's no further construction to be done. That's good. So now what we need to do is we need to deal with staffing. Staffing is going to be the next part that you got to play around with. You've got to have somebody to man all these desks and do all the things that are going to need to get done. I can open up the runway right now, and when I open up the runway, I can start to make a little bit of money just by people coming through. I will open the runway to both. Our operational costs are $600 an hour, so that's going to get kind of expensive. Are there operational costs over here from keeping this open? No, there are not. So since our construction is finished, I just want to run through this and make sure that we've got everything that we need in order to make this to work. We've got so here we go. We've got our check-in area. We've got our info area. We've got our bathrooms. We've got our security checkpoint. We've got our security exit. We've got our boarding areas where they can actually turn in their tickets and do their stuff. So I think we should be about ready to go. I think it's about finished. I think. There might be something that I missed in here, but I suppose that we will handle that in a moment once we turn everything on and we get it going. So what we want to do now is we need to go to our staffing menu. And so we want to start filtering. We need airport staff. With airport staff, you kind of just want them to be pleasant. That's pretty much all it comes down to. Their ability to handle stress is probably a good idea, too. He's $11 an hour. That's an expensive dude. Yeah, sure, you're hired. Welcome. Welcome. Sorry, you have to have the game running. I messed up right there. You got to have the game running in order for it to refresh the applicants. So, airport staff. I'll probably just hire you. You are not that great, and strangely enough, you're pretty good at fixing things. Why are you applying for this job for $3 an hour when you've got such high technical skill, man? Confusing me here. So there's our airport staff right there, and in fact, we'll just hire all of them. We've got the money to play around with, and honestly, I'm not trying to make this like a long-term survivable airport. I just want to get things going. So we've got security people. Security people, we probably want them to be able to handle stress, and we probably want them to be able to handle pleasantness and logic. We'll hire you. I only need 2 security guys because we only have the 2 security desks. So there we go. 2 security guys, and then a janitor or 2 would probably be a good idea. We'll just grab whoever. Nicholas Laurent, welcome. And then a service technician is probably a decent idea too, because somebody got to work on the planes. Deplane, deplane, deplane. Wow, that's a really good character, but we don't really care about your pleasantness or your logic. All we care about is your technical skills. So if I can get somebody like Dirt Nasty Cheap, who just has really good technical skill, I don't really care if they have social skills. That doesn't matter to me so much. And oh my god, the nightmare that is traffic down here. Good lord. We figured out ways to make going to the airport even more miserable. And so in a few minutes, we should start to see our workers file in. And what you'll see is they'll start going to some of these desks, and they'll start taking care of things. They will work as needed. We can set up their shifts and stuff like that if we go over to... Let's see here. Did I open the airport? Let's go ahead and open this thing on up. Let's go ahead and open the runway real fast and see what happens. Sometimes you just got to flick the switch and turn the whole thing on and see what falls apart. It is what it is. Sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you got to do it. I should probably put a service road that goes up and around this way somewhere, but I haven't done it yet. I think we can build like a service road that runs up and like so, and I don't think it's gonna disrupt... I don't think it'll disrupt the other stuff that we have going on. I'm also going to make this whole thing service road over here just to make my life a little bit easier. So if anything goes wrong, you know, we'll have an excuse. And then I'll probably service road that up right there because all of our technical buildings are going to be over here. And I think that looks pretty good for us. For right now, I think we're solid. We haven't had any planes come in just yet, but it is nighttime, so it's non-operational hours at the moment. So I'm hoping at some point we'll start to get some planes that file through. Got people at the info desks. I may have to get rid of some of these info desks. We may have too many info desks. Let's go ahead and let's murder an info desk. How about that? Let's murder a couple info desks. We'll just have like 1 info desk for right now. We'll just have 1 check-in. 2 check-ins. We'll leave it at 2 check-ins because I'm going to need people to man this stuff over here too. I think we can probably handle some more applications right now. So let me go to, in the employee menu with our applicants, we need some more... Oop, that's not what I wanted. Staffing. There we go. We needed to go by airport staff. And we actually have more people who are willing to be here right now. Let's find some more people who are of average pleasantness and send them into the trenches to get this thing done. Works for me. Works for me. Now, what you really want to do is as you get further into the game, you're going to sell contracts with, like, airlines, so, like, American Airlines and Delta and stuff like that. What you're going to do is you're going to sell contracts to them to use your stands a certain amount of hours of the day and also send and receive passengers, and that's how you're going to make a little bit more money. I think that's handled through the operations menu? I don't know. Let's go ahead and open the airport and see what happens. We will open the airports. Tarmac is on. Baggage handling system, that doesn't matter. Security is open, I think. So I think opening security is what you want, I think. That means we should be open to receive people now. And so let's just wait and see what goes wrong. Something's going to go wrong. I know it. Something is definitely going to go wrong. It's just the way my life works. Apparently they're having a little employee powwow over here. Just hanging out, having like a little employee cuddle pile. Yeah, there's not going to be anything to do for right now. That's because we haven't had any people coming in just yet. Oh, good, there's a hole in the fence. That's always good for security. I'm sure that'll work out just fine. Hooray. We have a flight that wants to land. So General Aviation Flight N1918 is requested to land and park at your airport. Yeah, go ahead. Let's get our first plane in here. Let's see if I've set everything up properly. I'm actually kind of curious. I've only done this from start to finish like one time before, and so I want to see if I did everything right by memory without having to look at a tutorial or look at anything else. Trust me, this game takes quite a bit to get used to. But once you get into the swing of things, it's one of those games that you're going to have to put in, oh yeah, there he is right there, landing. And he paid us $400 to land here. So that is N1918. It looks like he flew over from Cannon Air Force Base in Clovis. And then he came here actually specifically. I don't know why you would come here specifically, but I guess he did. So what is he upset about? A holding point has not been found. What's a holding point? So I think what we got to do is we got to select these points right here. And I think we've got to turn them into holding points. I've put one right there. I'm going to see what he does. Let's wait and see what he does. I put a holding point right there. I think that's where he stops and he gets his order as to what dock he goes to. And so we'll wait and see what he does right there. If he actually like falls apart and he's like, "Arr!" and the plane explodes and everyone dies, then I'm going to assume, oh, that's our holding point right there. So that means that I got to put in holding. It worked. If it works, man, if it works, it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be pretty if it works. Make that a holding point too, maybe. There we go. Make that a holding point as well. And then make that a holding point too. So that regardless of which direction, I was going to laugh if he went around and he started doing circles right here. I was about to be like, best airport ever! You get to do donuts, man. What else would you expect? You got to get sideways, dude. We're in the bay right now. It is called Cuddyport after all. If somebody's not dancing on top of the plane while it does donuts, we're not doing this properly. And so he should taxi around to right here and do his thing. I don't know which location he's going to go to. What kind of plane is this? It's a Cessna 182. So that's a pretty small plane. That's like a Kit Fox. That's like a little tiny ass plane. That's basically like a little 2 to 4 seater. There's not going to be a lot of people in there. Usually those have 2 seats in the front and then maybe 2 seats in the back. Maybe. Basically these are just like planes that you can get if you're just like a normal person. And my granddad had a Cessna. He built a Kit Fox from scratch. And I flew in that plane all the time when I was a kid. We used to fly up to... God, I don't know, somewhere. There was some tiny airfield up in Northern California, and every month or so he'd take me out we would fly in the plane up there, and my granddad worked on helicopters in the Air Force his whole life. He was a flight technician for helicopters, and he got his flight license after he got out of the Air Force, and he built a plane from scratch, but he also had a Cessna for a while too, and so it was like one of those two things. But we figured out the problem. We've got our holding points. Now what we need to do is we need to sell contracts on ours. So we've got people here who operate security checkpoints. We can actually tell people to do stuff over here. There should be a contracts menu around here somewhere. I don't think it's... As far as construction goes, I can dismiss my contractors for right now. And we can tell them to get the hell on out of here because actually, no, we can't tell them to do that. That is not the right thing to do. That is the worst thing I could do. Let's go back to the... so many menus. So many menus, so many things that I have to know that I have to sing. Deploy them. Sorry about that. Deploy them back. My bad. I didn't mean if they all go home right now, I'm going to be a little upset. They still have area to build over here. And so, yeah, we've got other planes that want to come in. N1426 wants to land. Yeah, go ahead. Open our flight schedule. We don't have a flight schedule right now because we actually haven't set that up yet. We got to set that up first. I think we do that through, there's a contract menu over here somewhere where now that we have this up and open, we can go like Maple Airlines. So essentially we can take a contract here and we can kind of just go through these. Skylink, let's look at Skylink. Skylink was founded in 2017 with the aim of being a luxurious airline that didn't break the banks. It would be a middle-class airline that would fit in between budget airlines and premium airlines while still giving premium and luxurious experiences. 7 light class flights requiring a small stand and 1 check-in desk each. Okay. We've got 7 successful flights to complete. The contract must be done within 2 days. So what time is it right now? It's 9 in the morning. So that's actually a really good time to take that contract. Let's go ahead and we'll sign that. So there it is. We've got ourselves a contract. And so now what we need to do is we need to open up our flight schedule and we need to take care of that. We don't want to overload our airport too much. General Aviation Flight has requested to park at your airport for however amount of time. I'm going to go ahead and allow that to happen. So there's a plane right there. We're getting paid like $400 for everybody that lands. However, this is going to clog up our airport a tiny bit. So let me track down. There's a flight scheduling area, and I don't recall exactly where it's at. but I need to go find that. I think the other thing we're going to need is we're going to need a few more check-in stations, I think. It said we need 7 check-in desks, and I don't think that's going to be super important, but I'm pretty sure we need like 2 more of these, so I'm just going to do that real fast just to make sure things work. Let's put in some trash cans while we're doing our thing over here. Make sure that people got places to put their litter. So there's some trash cans. Yep, everybody get a trash can. I don't want my janitor working. I like my janitors nice and lazy, just sitting around. I mean, you know, it's menial work. You gotta give them a break every now and again. And then as far as that's concerned, I still haven't located the menu where I set up my flight schedules. They're around here somewhere. I just need to find it. You know what I just realized? It's the massive button on screen that says Flight Planner down here. So I am able to do that now. I have Skylink flights. And what I can do is I could no stand to set up to accept commercial flights. Did you enable confirm flight? I did. I totally did. All of these should be good to go with commercial flights. Every single one of these. I did that on purpose because I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen because I know. You can't. I ran into this problem before where I was like, why won't commercial airlines come in? And it said that I didn't have any stands, and then I did that thing, and it seems to have worked. And so anyways, it says we don't have any commercial stands set up, but we totally do. We definitely have stands set up to accept commercial flights. So I did enable it. I did enable it, sir. I did enable it. It's 9 o'clock. But what it's supposed to have is if the stands were actually working, what would happen here is it would have little lines for each stand where we could set up the flights. And in that situation, we would then slot these in. So because there's not horizontal lines running across right here, something has gone wrong. Something has gone wrong. And so we've got small aircraft ready to go. These are all good to go. All right, so I did some digging, and actually this was a problem that was really hard to find because as far as I could tell visually, I had everything set up properly. What ended up happening here is if you went to my zones, for whatever reason, this security zone was assigned to right here, so this was an illegal area, so nobody was trying to cross this right here. And it very specifically has to be secure on this side, no secure in the middle, and no secure on this side. And it was like this. There was like one secure zone like that right there in front of each of these. I don't know why there was a hangover like that, but there was, because now if we click on this, now we've got somebody doing security check-ins to each one of our landing ramps. So now we should be able to make this work. Yay! I figure, God, dude, I'm stressed right now. Flights need to be allocated 3 hours in advance. Well, we got to get a bunch of these done. And so my suggestion would be is we'll take this one over here. We don't want to totally overbog our airport. Yes, confirm that. Thank you. Confirm that flight. Yes. We'll make these kind of slanted slightly. And so we'll do, well, I don't know, 4 flights today? Sound good? 4 flights today? Sounds good to me. And we got 3 flights left, and we'll go ahead and handle that tomorrow. So you got to schedule them 3 hours in advance. Those have all been confirmed. And so those flights should come in perfectly fine. So we don't want to accept any general aviation for right now. And what should happen now is this is properly set up. I dug around for probably about 30 minutes trying to figure out what was wrong. And I was clicking on things. I was like, everything is set up properly. What's going wrong here? And then when I clicked on this, I realized there was no blue line going from security to each of our stands. So that's where we were running into issues right there. In addition, our exit ramp was not allowed either because, there we go. So now somebody's there. We got customers going to the bathroom, dropping deuces, doing all that kind of stuff, making baby bombs and all that sort of thing. There's our check-in right there. Good to go. They're all making it through security. Oh my God, I'm so glad we solved that. That was stressful, man. I'm not even going to lie to you. That was stressful. I hate it when you're at the airport and there's nobody at this little desk right here, but you have questions. You're like, hey, can I upgrade or whatever? But they don't show up there till like 3 minutes before the flight boards. Ugh. Hate that. Hate it. Hate it. We got a lot of people just hanging out in the bathroom, man. I think we might have some kind of clandestine thing going. They're falling asleep in the bathroom. I think that means that they need places to sit. But yeah, for each of these flights, we should have, there it is. There's our first big plane right there, which has come over from Skylink. Skylink is bringing in 18 people, and it's releasing, or it's taking 14 people with it. It's from Spokane. So there you go. It's from Spokane. Go figure. Does Spokane even have an airport? Dude, I have no idea how long this episode is at this point. I've spent so much time trying to solve this issue right here that I swear to God, I have no clue how long this episode's going to go. This shouldn't overload us too badly. We have enough employees sitting around over here to kind of fill in all the spots where they need to be filled in. Let's go ahead and we'll add some more items. No, not seating. We want sofas. So let's go ahead and we'll put in some some sofas so that people can be the sofa king over here. There we go. Sofas. Sofas. We'll do armchairs over here so that they circle off better. There we go. Armchairs. It's just places for people to sit. We don't really have any entertainment or anything right now. They should start boarding as soon as he taxis in. We scheduled this kind of close for the day. I don't think there's going to be any delays or anything like that. There we go. We get 15 bucks a passenger that pops off right there. And then we should, I think, get 25 per passenger. And you can actually see where all these people are going to if you click on them. They've got their ticket right here. And so they are from Fairfield, and they're going to Spokane. Cool. Is there anybody from, like, Vacaville or, like, Davis or anything over here? It's cool that they use nearby cities. It's cool that they use nearby cities. I like that. So pretty much everybody here is from Fairfield. Wow. People in Fairfield got to fly. People in Fairfield trying to get moving right now. Damn, Fairfield. You up there in the flats. Getting it. Okay. All right, all these Armio graduates out here just doing their thing. Good for you guys, man. Employment's hard. Employment's complicated. So let's see. We should have another plane coming in pretty soon, too. General Aviation is not really trying to come in at the moment. There's another one right there. Good stuff. They should be taking off, and there's another one right there, too. We scheduled the next couple a little bit close, but the taxiway should be fine. And then there's the last plane. So there's our 4 for the day. They're all going to unload, and then they take, I think, 3 hours to reboard or something like that. They should have their fuel is fine. We don't have to do inspections or anything like that, so we made a little bit of money today. Not a lot, but when the contract's over, we'll make a nice little grip, too. And so I'm just glad we got things. Oh, they do 15 coming and 15 going. Okay. That's what I learned today. That's what I learned about being an airport CEO today. I can probably, let's go ahead, and now that we've got some other stuff going on, we got to build some structures. So I want a vehicle depot down here. A vehicle depot would be great. We'll put the vehicle depot right there. And then we've already got the ATC towers. The fences should be good to go, except for this fence over here, which has a hole in it for some reason. Structure position is not valid. Why is that not valid right there? It seems like a market security concern that we have just a hole in our fence. Is it because that's all that's why. It's part of the security checkpoint. It comes with its own fences. See, what kind of plane is this right here? This is a... What kind of... So that's going from Fairfield, United States to... Are these all going to Spokane? Oh, wow. Every single one of these going to Spokane. Okay, well, that explains a lot then. All right, apparently it assigned us... I thought we were in Vallejo, but it assigned us to Fairfield. Go figure. I mean, it's only like 5 minutes away. It's not that far. You jump on that 80 West and you be in Vallejo lickety-splickety. Take a little bit of a southward run. You be out in Richmond doing your thing. The next thing we need to do is we need general contracts for fuel. And so we should have fuel suppliers in here somewhere that I've got to take care of. Economy, that's not going to be stuff that we need for right now. So we don't have a fuel supplier selected right now, and I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to do that anyways until we have like a CFO or something like that. I'm pretty sure we got to go to the staff and then the board. And let's see here. We've got need to procure or unlock new assets. I'm pretty sure it's a procurement specialist that we need. So I'm going to go ahead and have that application open, and we'll see what happens right there. Hopefully we'll pick up somebody that wants to work in procurement. And as far as our procurement director goes, that's not going to refresh until we turn time on. And so we'll wait and see who comes through. But our planes should be good to go right now. That's going to be our day here at Cuddyport. Cuddyport tearing it up right now, getting it done. Got Cuddyport going on. All right. They're boarding, so there's a little bit more money. I should probably fire my builders. Me thinkies. I don't know if I have to designate this as a staff area back here. I'm a little bit concerned that our builders are not going to be able to get back there to do what I want them to do. And so I may just leave the hole in the fence for right now until I can sort that issue out extensively. So there we go. I've sorted the issue out. That's up and for bulldozing, so some more people should come over and knock that out. And then they should probably go over here and build my basic fuel depot at some point. Unless there's a roadblock here somewhere, which might be the case. That or they don't work at night or something, I don't know. Either way, we got a whole bunch of construction workers just kind of dicking around. Not building my thingy over here. Oh, it's already built, that's why. Apparently somebody was assigned to it and I didn't see him. So now that that's done, let's check our CFO, or I'm sorry, our procurement director position in our staffing menu. We'll go to the board, and we need to look at staff over here. Applicants. So for procurement director, I think their rating determines how much stuff costs. I'm going to hire the cheap guy, though, because I'm a cheap bastard like that. And now that we've got that done, we should be able to open up fuel contracts, I think. Maybe? We'll go take a look, see if there's any fuel contracts in here. So we don't have any fuel suppliers. Let's go ahead and sort by all real fast. We're not going to see a whole lot right here anyways, so I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. We can skip to tomorrow, which I think is probably a good idea. We've got our fuel port right there. Other things that we need: operations, job tasks, construction. Let's go ahead and dismiss all of our workers. And then I think we'll fast forward to the next day. So we've got crinkly noises again. That's not my favorite. I don't love crinkly noises, but you got to do what you got to do. Let's finish off this Skylink contract today. We will confirm these, and since there was no major jam-ups right there, I think what I'll probably do is I'll just kind of stilt these out slightly, and we'll confirm those right there. So Skylink's getting taken care of. We more than likely want to open up another contract. We'll go with Maple Airlines. Sure, I love Canadians. Payment for flight is $3,000. 6 light class flights, or light class flights. I can talk. God, tongue twisters up in here. I'm going to try and schedule these in nice and tight for the day. Like so. Then we'll take these like this. There we go. Hopefully we have no delays today. If we have delays, this is going to suck. But you gots to do what you gots to do, I suppose. We should be able to fit everybody in today so we can make that good money. Make that good money. So there we go. Keep it nice and tapered. We should have something going on pretty much all damn day. Pretty much all damn day. We got a procurement director now. And so the next thing that I need to do is I need to figure out, we need to hire a fuel truck. We need to hire a couple of things. We need to hire a fuel truck, and we need to hire a fuel supplier today. And if we can't do that, we're not going to be able to refuel planes. And refueling planes is actually a pretty good source of revenue. Like, you actually want to consider that. So let's take a look over here. So construction demand exists. Are you sure? Because I don't see any construction. I see 0 construction as of right now, so I don't think we actually need that at the moment. Pretty sure you're lying to me. He's trying to see, we're trying to get jet refueling, so we need, requires the fuel upgrade, okay? Let's go ahead and track down the fuel upgrade, our budget procurement. Our procurement director is required, hire one. I did hire one, didn't I? I thought I got a, hold on. We do have a procurement director. Is he not at work right now? Procurement director, why are you letting me down? Why are you letting me down? There we go. Now it's back. It just needed a refresh or something. Or kind of. I don't know. This game is confusing a lot of the time. So baggage handler, we can get a mind reader. You want to know what your employees are thinking. Think no more. You can read their minds. A trail scanner, an anti-spam filter for my emails, so I stop getting bullshit emails. The shop upgrade, so we can put in retail companies over here. That'd be kind of fun. But we want to go with a... So I think we want the one for Jet A1, I think is for commercial flights. It's going to cost us a lot of money. A lot of money. Cost us $1 million. Yikes. That might hurt. That might sting a little bit. But now that we've actually got planes rotating, we should start making money. I think we should be fairly solid. General aviation. I don't think you're going to fit right now, man. I don't think you're going to fit. We got planes coming in like all day long today. And I don't think you're going to be helpful. Like, I don't think you are going to assist me in any means. Oh, I've got an extra stand that's open. Ooh. I could take another contract. I've got a stand that I didn't use. Ooh, we need to make some money. Okay, so let's go with Stripe Air, I guess. Stripe Air. 6 light class flights, and within 3 days. So $2,800 for that. Let's get that set up real fast, because I actually did not utilize one of my stands this entire time. So there's a stand right there. Yep. Oh, I didn't confirm it. My bad. So we'll go a stand right there. We'll give them a little bit of breathing room to do their own thing. And it's a little bit disorganized. It's got to be 3 hours in advance, though. I think I can squeeze somebody in right there. It's a little crowded. It's a little crowded. And if any of these get delayed or messed up, that's going to be a problem for us. That's going to be a problem for us. But for right now, let's watch this whole thing take place. And this has been Airport CEO. My name is Splattercat. If you wanted to see more of this game, by all means, I can do a little bit more. Lots of problem solving up in this game, trying to figure out what's going on and what's gone wrong. But by and large, a wholly satisfactory experience. If you like complicated sims with lots of kind of just running things around and being like, this connects to this, and then making sure this connects to this, definitely kind of a fun little game, and I think you'll probably enjoy it. So anyways, yeah, I got a link for you down below in the description. If you enjoy this kind of stuff, by all means, you should definitely support the developers. We are fully up and running right now with these passenger flights, making some money. If we can get ourselves set up with some medium flights, I think pretty soon we'll be in decent shape. We're making $400 a landing. I mean, we're making $2,900 a flight right now, and so if we can just keep this thing rotating nonstop all day, every day, I think we should be able to stay. I think we should be able to stay in the black. So I will see you all later. If you like what I do here on the channel, go ahead and check out the Twitch stream as well. I'll be back up and running on Friday, I think the 6th. My internet is out right now, and I've just barely got enough bandwidth to upload, but I'm getting a dedicated line installed, so I should be back up and streaming full-time on Friday, I hope. If not, I'm going to be very upset and definitely going to end up yelling at some customer service representative somewhere, and I'm going to feel guilty for it, but it's going to have to happen. I'll see y'all later. Bye, everybody.